Have you ever met someone who seems to have absolutely no friends, no one calling them, no one texting them, and no one inviting them out? Most people immediately assume that something must be wrong with that person. Maybe they're socially awkward, maybe they're arrogant, maybe they're simply unlikable. But what if all those assumptions are wrong? Psychology suggests that people who have no friends are often misunderstood. In many cases, their isolation has very little to do with their personality and much more to do with the way the human brain adapts to life experiences. Once you understand what's happening inside their minds, you'll probably never look at loneliness the same way again. The human brain was never designed to live in isolation. For most of human history, survival depended on belonging to a group. Being accepted meant protection, food, and safety. Being rejected often meant danger or even death. That ancient survival system still exists inside every one of us today. This is why rejection feels so painful. Scientists have discovered that the brain processes social rejection in many of the same regions that respond to physical pain. In other words, your brain doesn't completely distinguish between a broken heart and a physical injury. To your mind, both are threats. Now imagine someone who has experienced rejection over and over again. Maybe they were bullied at school. Maybe they were constantly criticized by their family. Maybe they trusted the wrong people and were betrayed. Every painful experience teaches the brain an important lesson. It begins to believe that people are dangerous. And once that belief takes hold, something fascinating happens. The brain starts protecting itself. Instead of encouraging new friendships, it quietly whispers, "Stay away, it's safer to be alone." This is known as avoidance behavior. From the outside, it may look like someone doesn't care about relationships, but inside, they're often fighting a battle between wanting connection and fearing the pain that might come with it. The tragedy is that the brain's attempt to prevent future heartbreak often creates even deeper loneliness. But emotional pain isn't the only reason people end up without friends. Sometimes the problem is hidden in their expectations. Some people unconsciously expect perfect friendships. They want complete loyalty, constant understanding, and zero conflict. Unfortunately, real friendships don't work that way. People forget birthdays. People misunderstand each other. People make mistakes. When someone expects perfection, every disagreement feels like betrayal. Every disappointment feels like proof that relationships aren't worth the effort. Over time, friendships slowly disappear, not because people abandoned them, but because nobody could meet impossible standards. Then there are the introverts. Society often treats being alone as something negative, but psychology tells a different story. Introverts don't necessarily avoid people because they're afraid. They simply recharge differently. While extroverts gain energy from social interaction, introverts often recover their energy through quiet reflection and solitude. This is why it's important to understand the difference between solitude and loneliness. Solitude is choosing to be alone. Loneliness is wanting connection but feeling unable to find it. Someone can spend an entire weekend alone and feel completely happy. Another person can spend every day surrounded by coworkers, classmates, or even family members and still feel desperately lonely. The number of people around you doesn't determine whether you feel connected. The quality of those relationships does. Ironically, modern technology has made this problem even worse. We have never been more connected online, yet many people have never felt more isolated. Every day, millions of people scroll through carefully edited photos of smiling friends, vacations, parties, and celebrations. Over time, the brain starts making unfair comparisons. Everyone has a social life except me. Everyone belongs somewhere except me. These thoughts slowly become beliefs, and beliefs become reality. When someone starts believing they don't belong, they stop introducing themselves. They stop accepting invitations. They stop sending messages first. Eventually, the loneliness they feared becomes the life they live. Psychologists call this a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our expectations quietly shape our behavior until they create exactly the outcome we expected. There's another psychological pattern that many people never notice. After years of isolation, some individuals begin building their identity around being alone. They start saying things like, "I'm just not a people person," or "I've always been better off by myself." These aren't just casual statements, they're identities. Once the brain accepts an identity, it works hard to protect it. Every new experience is filtered through that belief. Even opportunities for friendship may be ignored because they don't match the story the person tells themselves. Changing that cycle isn't just about meeting new people. It's about changing the story you believe about yourself. But here's the most important lesson of all. Having no friends does not automatically mean someone is broken. Some people are healing. Some are protecting themselves. Some genuinely enjoy solitude. Others simply haven't met people who make them feel safe enough to open up. Every person carries a story that others cannot see. The quietest person in the room may have survived experiences that completely changed the way they trust others. The person eating lunch alone may not be antisocial at all. They may simply be exhausted from years of rejection. And the person who says, "I don't need anyone," may secretly wish someone would prove them wrong. The next time you notice someone who seems isolated, resist the urge to judge them. A simple smile, a kind conversation, or a genuine invitation might mean far more than you could ever imagine. Because sometimes the greatest psychological wound isn't being alone. It's believing that nobody would choose to stay. If this video changed the way you think about loneliness, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating insights into human psychology, and tell us your thoughts in the comments. Do people choose loneliness, or does loneliness slowly reshape the way people see the world? The answer might reveal more about human nature than we ever expected.